the truth about feeling worthless. I think a lot of the times when we feel worthless as people, we don't even understand that sometimes it's genuinely what we think of ourselves. It's thoughts we put in our head and our own beliefs of ourselves. Now, a lot of the times when we do feel worthless, it could be due to maybe someone's making you feel worthless. It could be due to your past. It could be due to the future and, wanting to become someone more. As well as it could be due to just everyday life. And when I speak in one category, if you guys haven't noticed, I will kind of spread over a little bit of other categories because it's hard for me to speak in just like one category. I feel like this one category can uncover everything else. For instance, maybe you're feeling worthless because your past. Maybe something happened to you. Maybe someone didn't value you and now you feel worthless. Or for instance, maybe you're feeling worthless because of the future and going forward. Maybe you're not necessarily quote unquote someone now. Just know everybody out there is someone. But maybe you're quote unquote not someone right now. Maybe you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you want a lot of success. Maybe you want to get rich and famous or whatever it may be. And you're stressing over that 24/7 and it's starting to make you feel worthless. For instance, another thing can be just being around people. Having the wrong relationships can make you feel worthless. Maybe they just don't value your time. Maybe they don't value your respect. Maybe they just don't value you in general, and that can make you feel worthless. And I think I do truly believe that a lot of the times when we feel worthless, it's due to our own self-beliefs, our own self-doubt, and just ourselves. Especially because one of the things I've said before to someone is, for instance, and it might be a little bit of a kind of crazy idea, but for instance, say if a businessman came up to you, and say if he said, I don't like your outfit. You might take that you might take that as more of a insult than maybe a homeless man coming up to you and being like, I don't like your outfit. And the reason why we do this is because clearly, which this is not how the world should be, but it is. Truly and clearly, the way that the world works is that a businessman has more value, of course, than someone that's homeless. And that's just the way the world works. So someone who has more value, you're going to take their opinion more for it than someone who has less value. And I think that's something that we do wrong when we are kind of creating our own beliefs of ourselves, as well as who we are and how much value we bring to the table. Because it shouldn't be like that. If someone comes up to you and says your outfit's ugly, clearly be self-aware. If you're wearing green with some neon orange, okay, be self-aware. But it shouldn't affect you, and it shouldn't kind of deteriorate your belief of yourself and your belief of your outfit or whatever it may be. Because so much of the time, and I know I've said this before, but our own beliefs are not our own beliefs sometimes. Our own beliefs kind of, how do you say? There's someone else's beliefs of us, and then we just make it our own beliefs because we've heard someone say that about us. So, if someone says, oh, you're brave, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm brave now, It's not necessarily your own belief because you didn't think it. So, I do think feeling worthless goes into play with what you put into your mind, as well as, is it really your own thoughts? Is it really what you think of yourself? Because if someone says you're worthless today, are you going to agree with them? Or are you going to be like, no, I'm not worthless? Is it going to move you? Truly. Is it going to move you? Or are you going to stand in that place and be like, you know what, I'm not worthless? And that's the mindset that a lot of people have to have, especially because, in life there's going to be people, stuff's going to affect you. There's going to be people that try to bring you down. Stuff's going to happen in your life You're going to stress about the future. You're going to stress about now because the way that the world is. And it's just truly, you have to truly have a strong mindset. I think that's truly what I'm trying to, and I never talk like this, but I think this is what I'm truly trying to do with the channel, is I'm trying to help people get a stronger mindset, better mental health, as well as I'm just trying to help people, because I do truly believe that if I help one person, I think I could be fulfilled. And that's what I want to do. I want to share the knowledge that I have, whether that be from the pain and hurt that I've been through or the advice that I have going forward with anybody. Whether that makes you kind of veer off and not do the same mistakes that I have, or just mistakes in general, or maybe you've already been through the pain and maybe you just need advice, maybe you need another person to give you that advice to really understand it. Maybe you need someone to just help you with healing from whatever you're doing. And I think that's really what sorry, I can't talk right now. That's truly what I'm trying to do with the channel, because like I said, if I could help one person, I think that would truly fulfill me.